Rocket League. A heart-pounding, exciting, ever-changing esport. History has been made at different LAN events, from the pro league to college level. But what about high school? As some of you may or may not know, there is a Rocket League scene at the high school level, although it doesn't get much love and respect. Don't be fooled though, these kids are some of the best players in the world. And I just happen to be a coach for one school that pushed their way to the top. Today, I want to share the struggles and high points we experienced this year. This is High School Rocket League. Chapter 1, The Fall. HSEL is a company that provides esport tournaments for high schools around the nation. They would host an end-of-year national LAN championship for the best high schools across the country. This year, it was going to be in Kansas City, Missouri, central in the USA. Only this year, just a month before the LAN, they canceled it. Needless to say, this was heartbreaking for my students and I. We dedicated all year and years prior to improving consistency, confidence, and the grind. We wanted to make that LAN, and this year, when we finally qualified, just next week after, it was taken away. The reason for this is because HSEL merged with another company called PlayVS, which also does online season tournaments for high schools, and we are in that tournament. But as someone who works with schools across the country in esports, I would be lying if I said schools enjoyed working with PlayVS. This is just one example of high school esports not having the same love and respect as the college or pro level. Now, the way HSEL decided to make up for this canceled LAN was to invite everyone into the PlayVS online finals. But we are already in the finals, so this didn't do anything for us. In fact, we actually got more bad news. See, I have two teams in my high school that play Rocket League. Both of my teams qualified for the PlayVS State Finals, but at the last minute, we were informed about a New York State rule that only one team per school could enter for the PlayVS State Finals. Now, to clarify, this was never in the PlayVS rules and was only a rule made by the Empire State Scholastic Esports Federation. What a mouthful. And truly disappointing. And in my opinion, these two companies failed my students and the schools they provide these leagues to this year. But for now, we'll leave it there and come back to this. Chapter 2. The heroes. So as things seemed to fall apart at the end of the year, a company called Click Gaming stepped up, hearing about the LAN cancellation, and decided to run it themselves. Just like that, the LAN was back on, re-inviting all the teams. Same time, same place at Level Up Arena, and just like that, it was game time. See, Rocket League wasn't the only esport going to this event. It was also Smash and Valorant, so this was big for a lot of high school esport teams. So big shout out to Click Gaming and Level Up Arena for this. With the LAN back on, we hit the grind again. And let me tell you, my team has shown great passion and growth in Rocket League, truly pushing themselves in and out of practice. The team we're talking about today goes by the name of Ballers. They are well known in the higher ranks of high school Rocket League. Choreo, Jabe, and Fade. Individually, they are good, but as a team, they are one of the best.
Oh my god!
Nice shot.
Oh my
God.
This team embodies something unique. The synergy and play styles mesh so perfectly. So with our team ready and the LAN set, it was time to go to Kansas City. Chapter 3, LAN Weekend. The event was 2 days, and day 1 started as a round robin, where each team played one another to figure out the seeding for the tournament. There were 3 teams that were truly top contenders: Cardinals, Funky Boys, and of course, Ballers. The round robin for these three teams were so close, and every match went to game 5 except one that went to game 4. Each team going back and forth, showing why they deserve to be here. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage in-game. Level Up Arena did live stream it, but they didn't save the Twitch VOD. But to take you along, the Funky Boys were definitely looking the best. Though we took them to game 5, they came out on top. This was going to be a moment of whoever wakes up on the right side of the bed tomorrow. After the round robin, we went and had some fun playing some arcade games. To us, this was more than just a Rocket League event, but an opportunity to enjoy the whole experience and have some lighthearted fun. Day 2 kicked off strong, and there isn't much to say here in the beginning. We reached quarters where we went against Cardinals. This is a team we haven't lost to, so confidence was at an all-time high. Cardinals put up a crazy fight, and it was tough, but we knocked them down to lower bracket and moved on to the upper semis. This is where we came face to face with Funky Boys. Although the matches were close at first, they had a good flow going, and they hit us hard. This definitely hit the boys' mental a bit, and energy started to get low. I want to take this time to express how much Rocket League is a momentum game. Unlike other games, you truly see different teams pop off at different times. Playing at LAN, in front of people, and right across the room from you is your opponent is significantly different from playing at home in your own room. There are many factors at hand, and this just so happened to be our first LAN. So as we went down to the lower finals, we ran into the Cardinals. We unfortunately started slow with low energy, and they capitalized on us. I'm proud to say though, we ended our last couple matches very strong. The energy was back up, and we gave it all as we fought in OT for our tournament lives, but the Cardinals caught us out and won, moving on to the grand finals. Of course, this was upsetting, but a learning experience nonetheless, and not the end of Ballers' story. Rocket League is all about energy and confidence, and as unfortunate as it was to experience it, seeing the underdog push on is always a great story to hear about. And that's what they did. They met Funky Boys in grand finals, best of 7, where they bracket reset them and then went on to win the LAN national tournament. This was honestly crazy. The Cardinals, a top team, yes, but both Ballers and Funky Boys have normally beat them. But Cardinals got all the momentum and went on to win the day. Now, before we conclude Ballers' story, I want to say big thanks to Click Gaming and Level Up Arena for stepping up for these kids. And shout out to all the schools that showed up. I truly couldn't be more proud of my students, knowing firsthand how difficult the LAN environment really is. But we ended strong, and third place at Nationals is nothing to be upset about. We will continue our grind and be ready for whatever tournament we face next year. I just hope we don't see the same league issues again. Chapter 4. State Championship. The next week after the LAN was the New York State LAN Championship. Although we are the top team in New York, last week's LAN environment really helped improve the mentality coming into this. The event was live streamed, and my students went on to show a dominating display of Rocket League. So if you want to check it out, I'll have it linked in the description. But spoiler, they won the LAN, becoming the New York State champions. This was a great way to end our year, especially considering this was one of our players' senior year. And on top of that, we're really excited for next year. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel to check out more videos like this. Keep jamming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!